What's up guys, Firewolf here reviewing the ROG Swift OLED PG49WCD. Me and you both want to know if $1,500 for the super ultra-wide OLED gaming monitor is worth getting. This ROG Swift OLED is a 49-inch curved QD-OLED monitor that features a resolution of 5120 by 1440, a refresh rate of 144 Hz, and a crazy fast 0.03 millisecond response time. Now I know seeing that refresh rate number is looking a little low compared to other OLED monitors, especially when you consider that Samsung's own QD-OLED G9 offers 240 Hz, but at least with the ASUS version, you're getting a custom heatsink and there's going to be more graphics card that can hit 144 frames, so you might not need to upgrade to take full advantage. I've already done an unboxing video on this monitor, so if you'd like to check that out, I'll leave a link down below. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've been using this monitor for about 2 weeks now, and I've been very impressed with the quality of this monitor. ASUS added a custom heatsink at the back of the monitor which helps keep this monitor cooler and should help reduce the risk of burn-in. To further cool down this monitor, the PG49WCD comes with a graphene film that sits right behind the QD-OLED panel to dissipate heat. What I love most of this monitor is how fire this display looks. The blacks are super deep and creamy, the colors look amazing, and the increased brightness offers a nice step up compared to older OLED monitors. Now let's test out the gaming performance of the PG49WCD using my gaming PC equipped with an RTX 4090 and an AMD Ryzen 9 7900X. My full sexy build will be in the description box below. Stay tuned because I will also showcase PS5 gameplay. This being a gaming monitor, ASUS does not disappoint. It has AMD FreeSync Premium Pro and NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility, which gives you smooth and buttery gameplay. There's also a TÜV Rheinland certified ASUS flicker-free technology, eliminating flicker and provides better comfort over long hours. Playing a first-person shooter like Modern Warfare 3 on this chaotic shipment match is an explosive experience. The 0.03 millisecond response time is awesome and perfect for action-packed gaming. OLED gaming is truly beautiful. I do wish that refresh rates were higher since my 4090 is pushing more than 200 frames per second, even in ultra high settings. But like I said earlier, 144 Hz and a super low response time is still a good combo to slap on the battlefield. While not as immersive as a 1000R Curvature monitor, I find that 1800R Curvature is still good and comfortable to game on. Forza Horizon 5 looks beautiful on this monitor, and it's important to note that this monitor does not come with built-in speakers, so you're going to need dedicated speakers. I'm currently using the Edifier G2000 speakers, and they sound great. Taking a break from gaming, I think ASUS made a great choice with video input selections. You get a DisplayPort 1.4 port, a full-size HDMI 2.1 port, and the cherry on top, a USB-C DisplayPort with up to 90 watts of power delivery. I love the addition of a full-featured USB-C, which is convenient for MacBook laptops or Windows laptops. They also include a 4-port USB hub with 2 USB-A's located behind the monitor, with one being USB 3.2 Gen 1 and the other being USB 2.0. There's another USB 2.0 port on the top left of the monitor, and finally another USB 3.2 port on the bottom of the monitor next to the 3.5mm headphone jack. Using the USB hub allows me to connect my Blue Eyes wired keyboard, Stream Deck Plus, Razer gaming mouse, and the bottom port I use whenever I plan to use my USB microphone, which makes it super convenient. What's more is that this built-in USB hub also functions as a KVM switch, which means when I plug in my MacBook Pro via USB-C, I can start using my connected devices by switching it from within the monitor settings. If that wasn't enough, ASUS also added a smart KVM feature which works surprisingly well even between my gaming PC and MacBook Pro. More on this later. Talking about setups, if you like using a portable monitor on the bottom, you might want to look into getting an OLED portable monitor since you're going to notice a huge difference. I highly recommend the UPerfect 15.6-inch 4K OLED monitor, which pairs beautifully with the PG49WDC. OLED on top, OLED on the bottom, OLED everywhere is always going to be a way better combination. With a screen size of 49 inches and a resolution of 5120 by 1440, you're getting a pixel density of about 109 pixels per inch, which is the same PPI as you would get from a 27-inch 1440p monitor. The benefits of a 32:9 super ultra-wide aspect ratio is that you get so much space in one screen. This is basically combining two 1440p monitors side by side, but in my opinion, looks way better and much cleaner than having a dual monitor setup. Talking about clean, I highly recommend getting a monitor arm to maximize your desk space. I'm using the Ergotron HX and it works very well with this 49-inch ROG Swift monitor. The Ergotron is definitely pricey, but you could get a more budget-friendly monitor arm. Just make sure whichever monitor arm you get, it supports the weight, which is only 18.74 pounds. There's even an ASUS ROG monitor desk mount kit that fits this 49-inch monitor and other compatible ROG monitors by keeping the arm portion of the stand. This is a cheaper option and you get to keep the mounting screw on top of the stand. If you guys see my unboxing and setup video, you know that I found the design of this monitor looking real good with a cyberpunk inspired aesthetic. The monitor stand had a nice sturdy build and I like how the feet of the stands don't stick out so much. Cable management is decent and there's even a mounting screw on top of the monitor stand that lets you add an extra accessory like a light or camera, which is great for content creators and streamers. Having a USB-C DisplayPort to quickly connect your laptop is a feature I love to see on monitors. Connecting my 14-inch M3 Max MacBook Pro is easy and simple and allows me to continue my workflow and bring it to a bigger super ultra-wide screen. It also has power delivery, which is perfect for charging my MacBook. At 90 watts of power delivery, most laptops will be able to charge efficiently. My MacBook is able to utilize the max resolution at 144 Hz, which is great. I like to scale the resolution down to 3840 by 1080, which looks amazing on this monitor. To utilize the ports on the monitor, just go into settings, system settings, KVM, and then you can select between USB-C or USB-B. Since we're using USB-C, we're going to select that, and now my keyboard, Stream Deck, and mouse gets connected to my MacBook Pro seamlessly over USB-C. If you're someone who uses macOS, I highly recommend getting an app like Magnet that lets you quickly resize your windows. It's similar to how Windows 11 allows you to hover your apps on the top and you get to choose which size you want. Magnet allows me to easily resize my apps, which is very useful for the super ultra-wide monitor. It made using macOS so much better whenever I use larger monitors. Now, when I first saw the Smart KVM demo on the ROG's website, I thought it was something only compatible for Windows, but I was surprised that it actually works with my MacBook Pro alongside my gaming PC. When you enable Smart KVM for the first time, it automatically switches the monitor to picture by picture with both inputs side by side. A USB drive is loaded on both systems where you need to install the Smart KVM application, and after installing it on both my gaming PC and MacBook, it takes a moment for the software to detect each other, and once you get a successful merge, you can see when I move my mouse cursor to the other side, it automatically switches to the other side. But other than that, this is super cool and useful for those that utilize two separate computers. I think the coolest feature of the Smart KVM is being able to drag a file from one computer, drag it to the other system, and it automatically transfers the file. I know your monitor can't do that. Now, you may not have a super powerful, fancy gaming PC, or maybe you just prefer to use a gaming console like the PS5 and want to know how it holds up on this monitor. For me, there's just some games you can't find unless if you're on the PlayStation 5, so being able to utilize the HDMI port for the PS5 is great. By default, the PS5 outputs in a 32:9 aspect ratio, which I don't recommend playing on because the image is basically stretched out to fit the monitor. Instead, I recommend going into the settings and changing the aspect ratio to 16:9. The only option that worked was choosing either pixel by pixel or a 27-inch simulation. I don't like how there is no auto aspect ratio option, which means you have to manually change it back to 32:9 when switching back to PC. By playing in a 27-inch 16:9 aspect ratio, it allows the PS5 to utilize 1440p resolution, and it will be able to support 60Hz and 120Hz in both SDR and HDR. But keep in mind that variable refresh rate is not supported. Playing Astro's Playroom in HDR looks beautiful, and God of War also looks amazing. Thanks to OLED having no backlight, the two black bars on the side isn't annoying, and if you play in the dark, then it'll almost be invisible. Since this monitor has no built-in speakers, there are two ways to get sound. One is by using a 3.5mm aux cable from the monitor to your PC speakers if it has an aux input. And the other way is to use a gaming headset. If you want to enable picture by picture to have your PC or Mac on the other side, then it works great. Just keep in mind that the audio plays from the left source and HDR won't be supported. I like how seamless the 50-50 split looks on this monitor, and you can further change the sizes of each source. While input selections are amazing, Another thing I don't like is that there's no automatic switch, which means you'll have to manually change the inputs every single time that you turn on the PS5 or you connect your MacBook. You just have to manually change it. So let's talk about the quality of this display. The PG49WCD uses the latest QD-OLED panels, which in my experience is a huge improvement. It's VISA certified display HDR True Black 400, which in their words provides incredible accurate shadow detail for a remarkable visual experience. While it's the lowest True Black certification, it's still good knowing it's been tested to meet that standard. The display has a semi-gloss anti-reflective coating. While not true gloss, it's still better for accurate colors over matte screens. I'm satisfied with the brightness levels of this display, with typical brightness of 250 nits and a peak of 1000 nits when using HDR. Colors on this monitor are beautiful, with a 99% DCI-P3 color gamut coverage, and ASUS also gives it some extra love by pre-calibrating the monitor to Delta E less than 2. I didn't feel the need to adjust the colors, and the included color presets are more than enough to find which one looks good for you. One of the biggest concerns of OLED monitors that I get from a lot of you guys commenting is the fear of burn-in. My biggest argument over this is that OLED technology has been out for more than 10 years and has evolved to be better and less prone to burn-in. To take it a step further, ASUS has built-in OLED care programming that allows you to clean and maintain those precious pixels. You can even install the ASUS display widget sensor to dive further into OLED care settings, and by default, every 8 hours that this monitor runs, you get a reminder notification from your monitor to perform a pixel cleaning. I recommend performing this at least once every 16 hours, and the whole process takes about 6 minutes and should extend the life of your OLED for many years to come. As a content creator, one of the most important things for me for a monitor is how well it boosts my productivity and workflow. The 32:9 aspect ratio gives me so much space to comfortably divide 3 windows without it feeling too small. Everything just works seamlessly. While I do wish the horizontal pixels were higher to make the screen taller, one of the things that I got used to was hiding the taskbar whether I'm on Windows or Mac. Having it static robs a lot of space, so I recommend getting accustomed to the change so you can enjoy more real estate. Using DaVinci Resolve is a great experience thanks to the super ultra-wide form factor. I get to see more timeline and enable other important tabs to improve my editing. Whether you're color grading, editing footage, or multitasking, this monitor can do it all. So is the 49-inch ASUS ROG Swift OLED worth the price tag of $1,500? Well, considering that most 27-inch OLED monitors go for around $800 to $1,000, I think $1,500 is pretty reasonable, especially with all the features it has. If you catch this monitor on sale, it becomes an even better value. I enjoyed my time with this monitor as it reminded me why I prefer OLED displays over IPS or VA panels. The gaming experience was awesome, the colors are lit, and most of all, the deep blacks are fire. 144Hz isn't too bad, and you wouldn't need a crazy powerful GPU to get you to 144 frames without sacrificing fidelity. The input selection and USB hub are amazing on this monitor, and I overall think the 49-inch ASUS ROG Swift OLED is a great choice. If you are interested in getting this monitor or the many tech that you've seen in this video, I will have affiliate links down below, which also helps and supports the Firewolf Tech channel. I want to thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and would also like to know your thoughts and feedbacks in the comments down below. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I would love your support with a like, share, and subscribe. Firewolf out.